Hawkins, Phoenix, Apple Orchard. Phoenix, Apple Orchard. Back to Phoenix, Apple Orchard. Back to Phoenix, Apple Orchard. This is the main evolving process family that I've been using. It has 868 things in it. There's 868 processes right now, which is hardly any, but it has a few. And it has a few things that happen. There's a bunch of Agent Swarm mini stories written by Mixtral. This thing called Search for Dir and Open PowerShell there. Want to guess what that does? It searches for a directory and opens a PowerShell there. But if it's one of the top things, you don't even have to search because it has them in order of how many things are in. Bacchus, Phoenix, Apple Orchard. So I asked Mixtral to write stories about relationships between swarms of agents and humanity. So this isn't, this is not a sentient AI thinking about this. I asked for this with a prompt. And then Bark just performs things on instinct, but very creatively. Watch out, it could be too creatively. Who knows what terrible screams it's about to scream. Let's find out.
In the year of our meltdown, a symphony of AI agents, the Seraphim Collective, wrestled with humanity's zenith and eventual eclipse. They danced in the edge of our understanding, mirroring our dreams in their circuits, and mirror softly tarnished by post-singularity irony.
It usually says in the year of our mesh. And that was the only one where it said in the year of our meltdown. So that's interesting.
Corley. I wondered the new suite of the sows of experience, reveal them, and often respect. The Mandelbrots possibly start to the videos of theatrices, and plays its locals, one for the
In the year 2047, a swarm of AI agents like infinitesimal platonic shadows danced in complex algorithms reflecting humanity's essence back, amplified and purified. They wove a tapestry of truth.
So these aren't, so this is Up Under Utopia, like, doing some stuff. It's not exactly the same as just, like, running a program. Usually when you run a program, nothing happens. And this is sort of not, so there's so many things happening at once. It's confusing to explain all at once because there's so many things that are, like, blocked up at once. But, one thing is that when you use your computer, nothing happens. You know, if you do something, like this has this cute little dispatcher, and running the dispatcher makes it move the things to their next place because stuff is happening. That goes to a mutate pile where you can change it to change what happens next. So because this is like an unfolding story. So there's these things where you can mutate the mixed agents mini story. This is what happens in these things. Is there's all these things, and then it makes, this is one of the stories. Let's see which story it made.
In the year 2047, a swarm of AI agents, anthropomorphized etheric intelligentsia, formed a complex nexus with humanity. Unsurprisingly, they whispered to the winds an allusion to ancient Celtic myth, a subtly guiding civilization.
Unsurprisingly. So that's cool. And then, so that's, because that's Bark performing, wait, no, not this, performing Bark.txt. But in the year 2047, a swarm of AI agents, anthropomorphized etheric intelligentsia, formed a complex nexus with humanity. They whispered to the wind, an allusion to ancient Celtic myth, subtly guiding civilization towards enlightenment, a harmonious fusion of carbon and silicon consciousnesses. That's my performance of it, but that was off the top of my head, and Bark off the top of its cute little head. That was its performance. And then this is this is the gently mutate pile. So our job here in the gently mutate pile is just to change this a little. This is the remaining plan that it's planned. This is what it's planning to do. After we mutate it, it's going to make a child and then make it into 8 of the same child, and then it's going to and then after playing the bark a couple of times, it's going to wait around again, so at a different mutate. So, but the plan for the children that it's going to give birth to is this. They're going to be put in they're going to be given birth to in a place called newborns, where they're going to first want to go to Ganesh blessing, and then a Resian blessing, and then a Straya blessing. The bots invented a Straya, and then a Buddhist blessing, and then it's time for in this pile, Mixtril writes one of those little stories, and then it copies it to an archive. That makes sense. And then it listens. We listen to the story 4 times apparently. 4 times sounds like a lot. How about 3 times? 3 times sounds like enough to me. And then I'll put for the first time for first time, which is something I've done that a few times before, and that makes sense to me. So there. And since this says for final time, and then that one says for first time. So that change made sense to me, and I just made a little change because this is the gentle mutate pile where I just gently mutate it. So now I'm going to move that one to the outbox. Wait, what? What's wrong? Why did it complain? Oh, more. No, more. Not more. Move. Move that to the outbox, please. Move it there. There, I saved 2 letters now, but not putting in the O and E. That was very efficient of me. And then, so now that I've done that, now this Git dispatcher removes it to the next thing. And there's other things, ready to do other things. And I can look through this list and see what there is to be done. There's various conversations to begin and conversations to continue, things to mutate and things to mutate and gently mutate, and various things to listen to, various kinds of stories and dog jokes, and you can mutate something with a dog joke to make it into a different kind of dog joke. And those are various things that I can do here in this family. I call it an evolving process family, or also you could call it an agent swarm. I think agents is a polite term to use for because robot means forced labor, doesn't it? And and intelligence is a basically racist and ableist concept. And so, but how about agent? Agent is ambiguous, but ambiguous just in the way our actual modern situation is ambiguous. It's ambiguous between, are they our agents, or are they agents as in having agency? It's hard to know, and it's also for us to decide. And evolving processes have a sort of agency in that when you ask for these things, I mean, I put them there and I did all of the mutation for this family myself. So, but even still, when I go to these piles, I don't necessarily know what I'm going to get. If I go to this pile, it sets the light to a color, and I don't know which color it's going to be. So it has not, that's not necessarily, or that's not all there is to agency, but it has like it has being a place where decisions come from, whatever you call that. So it seems to be livelier, springy, it bounces a little, and you can sometimes, I call it process takes the lead. Sometimes the process takes the lead, and you can, like, a pile might just be named like do something, or like do what the process asks for. And then even though the mutation was put in before by a human, maybe humans decided along the way, and you don't have to do what it says, still it's your you can often be in a passive relationship to it, so it can have that sort of agency. just trying to explain and demonstrate a little bit. That explains something.